Howdy, folks. Hanging out in my car here. Not the best lighting, not the best situation here, but it's pouring rain outside, so I decided to make a little video in my car again. So, overwhelm. I was in a yoga class the other day on Zoom, and my friend Ross McKenzie, fantastic yoga teacher, he was asking us what we do when we feel overwhelmed, if we feel overwhelmed. And I was like, oh my goodness, how exciting. I've got my master's in this such topic. Because I've suffered with anxiety and feeling overwhelmed for most of my life. I feel blessed to, if I was a 9, maybe let's say I was a 7.5 out of 10 anxious. I was kind of freaked out. My whole body contorted, and so I was way above average, anxious, if you will. And now I'm at about 3. I go up to 9 and 8 and 7 and such once in a while, but I quickly come back down. And so I'm so thankful that I've been taught by so many people, so many techniques and so many ways at perceiving reality, really, but my world, that's helped me to be calmer and more relaxed. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you've been struggling with it for a long time, or you are now because of the heightened political polarity that's happening, if that's overwhelming you, I'm really sorry. And if you were kind of stressed out and anxious, and now you're even more anxious because it's in the air, everyone's kind of feeling it, right? Everyone's being affected by like lots of things, but specifically with this election that's happening in the States, it's bringing lots of overwhelm with it. So I'm really sorry that it's affecting your nervous system and affecting your relationships and probably your digestion and your sleep and things like that. So I'm imagining you've looked at a few different ways of trying to quell this, and some people are on medication and whatnot. So I would just like to add to the list, I guess, of ideas of things that work for me. And so the main thing I've heard myself saying in the class when I was asked what works for me was having a group of friends and having a family that loves me and supports me, has faith in me, and I have faith in them. That's probably number one for me. That keeps me sane, if you will. It keeps me calm, is having this sense of community. And that's whoa. I'm not. It's unfortunate that a lot of people don't feel that anymore, that sense of community and family, because everyone's kind of so busy and there's so much separation and whatnot. So I'm sorry if you don't have that. And so I what can I do but encourage you to try to reach out to more people and get your needs met around being loved and supported. And don't be afraid to get out of the box a little bit with the perfect person that you want to be friends with that's, just like you. Maybe open up a little to maybe even someone that's not like you at all. And you might be surprised that you have more things in common and that you actually could have a good time. And if you will support and love each other, even though you disagree on a few things. See what you can do to feel loved and supported. Just ask for help, And then there's all kinds of ways of self-nurturing yourself. And so, me, I'm all into yoga and meditation, and there's Qigong that I put in my little routine. And so I've sort of cherry-picked from all of the traditions, if you will, and faiths and modalities I've got this 1 to 3 hour long practice that I do, that really I do it every day, and it keeps me centered. It's really working. I recently about 6 months ago started doing the barefoot thing. It's become a thing, and so whatever. But to get your feet on the ground, I find it's very calming and grounding. So I kind of went nuts with it, like I do with everything, and I was barefoot everywhere I went, everything I did, even throughout this whole pandemic thing. I still was determined to be barefoot as much as I could. So that makes a difference. So every day, at least once, I go outside, take a leak in the yard every morning, bare feet. That's kind of my thing. And so I encourage you to, get into nature at any rate, and, feel the trees and get some dirt in your hands and sit by a river for a while. Connect with nature. That's what helps me calm my mind and to be more present. And there's all kinds of breathing exercises. I would say if you have any friends that are teaching any of these sort of, like, it could be Pilates or yoga or Qigong, karate, ask them to help you out, give you a few pointers, or do some research on the internet, and find your thing, your practice, so that there's something that you keep doing that grounds you, that helps you feel calmer. And so, there's so many breathing ones, because that's a big thing too. But like nice, long, deep breaths. Try to have the exhale longer is one suggestion. And then have pursed lips on your exhale. It really makes a difference. It actually does calm your nervous system down. And actually, the mother of my child, when she was giving birth, I remember she kept doing this. It's a bit silly, but it works. It will calm your system down. Do that a whole bunch of times. Go into another room if you feel silly. But so there, again, figure out a way to a system that you're doing on a daily basis, or in between stressful moments and situations, that will help you to sort of bring yourself down to a calmer state of being. And as far as politics go, if you don't even want to hear about politics and that'll overwhelm you, just push stop right now and go find some self-nurturing technique that'll make you feel better. But I wanted to throw a bone to the whole idea of what's going on out there. There is so much polarization happening. No matter who wins, it looks like Biden's going to win, but it doesn't matter who wins. There's going to be a lot of overwhelmed people. There are right now a lot of overwhelmed people with the state of the political situation down in the States there. And so again, it doesn't matter what's going to happen. The system isn't working, and it seems like the greedier you are, the better you're going to do in the world, and that's sad. And so that's not working, and we know that. And so the wheels are falling off the system that's in place now, and so it looks messy, and it is messy, and lots of people being pitted against each other, and that's really unfortunate, but that is what's happening. And so I really implore people, please, to try to be as compassionate and loving as you possibly can with people that are different than you, and people that see things differently than you. Please try to put their shoes on and try to understand if they're acting out, if they're reacting to a situation in an aggressive way, that they're really struggling inside, and they've had something happen to them that's creating this upheaval. And so just try to just to see them as a really good friend of yours that's fallen off the wagon and they need some extra help. Or at the very least, try not to attack them and respond back with aggression whenever somebody does lash out. That being said, there's a few things that I think about, like the mob mentality is scary. It's if there's 4 or 5 people and someone does something ridiculous in that group, someone's probably going to speak up and say, "Hey, you can't do that." But if there's 100 people or 1,000 people and somebody does something ridiculous, the chances are statistically, proven that most people aren't going to stand up and say, "Whoa, hey, dude, take it easy. Like, we're not throwing bricks here. We're upset about what's happening." So just keep that in mind, please, when you're out and about and you're doing things. If there's upheaval in your surroundings, if something's happening, if it's a protest or something, try to keep common sense on the top of the agenda as far as non-violence and again, a compassionate and a love-focused approach to getting your point across. And so if somebody does cross the line, say something, and everyone will most people will back you up. It's like, oh yeah, okay, dude, yeah, take it easy, And so, yeah, just keep that in mind. And on the flip side, if again, if you're watching people that are aggressive and afraid for your life, take care of your safety for sure. But one thing I assure you, most people don't want to cause harm. Again, statistically speaking, there's all kinds of facts that they've done studies on. The one I really like is that a lot of people in the military, a huge percentage of military folks miss their targets when they're in a war situation or they're fighting. They actually are like, oh, screw this. I'm not shooting that guy. He probably has kids, and so that's beautiful. I love that fact that there's a small percentage, once again, of people that will actually, with enthusiasm, go and kill people. And that's why, like, say in the Army, they really hammer follow directions. You got to do what the drill sergeant says, because they know most people are, even people who signed up for the Army are like, you know what, I changed my mind. I don't want to kill anyone. So it's a small percentage of people that will willingly hurt somebody else. And it's guaranteed, again, proven that they've been hurt themselves. And so that's one whole side too to think about as far as the compassion goes. But what the point I'm trying to make here is that most people aren't violent. It's a small percentage of people, and those are the people that make the news, and those are the people that get talked about, and those are the situations that get brought up. And that's unfortunate. That's what sells, if you will. But don't let it scare you. Don't let it freak you out. Whatever side you're on, if you're the red, if you will, with Trump, try not to be too freaked out by the lefties. You know what I mean? The far left, if you will, that's super PC and all pissed off that things haven't been going their way. Most of them are good people and loving people, and they want what's just and what's fair for them in this system that's, again, not working. And if you're on the blue side, looking at the red, all these guys with guns, and stuff, most of them are beautiful, loving, good old folks that aren't gonna hurt you. It's, again, a small percentage, I'd say the same on both sides, that will actually try to harm somebody. And so just remember that just to try to have faith in humanity, that the system's falling apart, so everyone's sort of trying to find someone to blame and freaking out. Don't fall into that trap. Please, on a day-to-day basis, try to be as compassionate and loving as you can with what's happening. And then if anything bigger happens, and you're a part of it or witnessing it, just, stay on the side of compassion and know that most of the people in the situation and in your surroundings are like, let's be safe. Let's make a point. Let's do this, but let's not harm somebody, So just keep that in mind, please, when you're out there. So yeah, I hope that wasn't too overwhelming talking about politics, but I from my heart, I believe that we're going to figure this out. We're going to figure this out, and it's about people opening up their hearts and finding some compassion for people who are different than themselves, and sitting down and having the conversations about what they really need, and not coming in with a fist up, to the meeting about how to bring more peace to the town. It's like, okay, let's put our guns down, let's put our egos down, and try to figure this one out. So again, I'm sorry if you're struggling, and you're feeling overwhelmed in these times. It's totally understandable, and do what you can do to get help and to nurture yourself so that your sweet little nervous system can be relaxed and calm, so it can heal your body, and your mind. So yeah, that was a really long video. Bless you, beautiful people. Hang in there. We can do this. It's going to be all right.